Sometimes a man may not say it out loud, but his body, energy, and behavior speak a language louder than words. When a man is sexually attracted to you, something shifts in the space between you. There's tension, intensity, and a current of desire that moves through the unspoken. It's not always about lust or fleeting attention. When his attraction is real, you'll feel it in the way he sees you, not just the way he looks at you. Let's explore the 5 signs that reveal when a man's desire runs deeper than casual interest. The first sign is his eyes linger just a moment longer than they should. When he looks at you, it's not mechanical or polite, it's present, focused, full of heat. He's not just noticing your features, he's absorbing you. His gaze says what his lips haven't dared to. There's a hunger there, a fascination. Sometimes it's a quick flicker when you laugh, or the way his eyes drop to your lips when you speak. He's not being rude. He's caught in the magnetism of your feminine energy, and his eyes are drawn to the parts of you that stir something primal inside him. There is a language the eyes speak that no words can imitate. When a man is sexually attracted to you, his gaze betrays him in the most vulnerable and revealing ways. It lingers, not awkwardly, not accidentally, but with a deliberate stillness, as if something in him is captivated. This kind of eye contact is not about politeness or social cues. It's a magnetic pull, a moment where time slows down just a little, and you feel the weight of his attention holding you, seeing you, wanting something more than just conversation. You'll notice it when you're speaking and his eyes don't dart away. He's not scanning the room or checking his phone. He's locked in, fully present. His eyes follow the rhythm of your expressions, moving between your lips, your eyes, your hands, as if memorizing the way you exist. Sometimes it's subtle, a quiet pause before he responds, a second too long watching you laugh, or the way he seems to smile with his eyes before his lips move. Other times it's bolder, almost possessive, like he's claiming you with a glance, even if he says nothing. This kind of eye contact creates a silent tension, not the kind that makes you uncomfortable, but the kind that stirs your belly, that makes your skin aware of itself. It's a gaze that says more than "I'm listening." It says, "I feel something." In that stare, there is curiosity, desire, admiration, and sometimes even restraint, because often the longer he looks, the more he's trying to contain the pull he feels toward you. He's studying your face, not just to understand what you're saying, but to drink in the softness of your mouth, the shape of your cheekbones, the fire in your eyes. What makes lingering eye contact so powerful is that it's rooted in presence. A man who is truly attracted to you doesn't just look, he sees. And in that seeing, you begin to feel exposed in the most sensual way. Not because you're being objectified, but because something deeper in him is responding to your energy. It's as if his body is still, but his gaze is reaching toward you, craving connection beyond surface level. You can sense the charge, the low hum of tension in the air, and the invisible thread that connects you both in that moment. Even in group settings, this kind of eye contact stands out. He might glance across the room, but when your eyes meet, there's a pause, a mutual stillness, a moment of secret exchange. Sometimes it lasts only a second. Sometimes it lingers until one of you breaks it with a smile or a nervous laugh. But either way, it leaves something behind, a trace of energy that doesn't disappear. It creates anticipation, a silent intimacy, a sense of being wanted. His gaze becomes a portal through which desire silently travels, saying everything he may not have found the courage to speak aloud yet. When a man is sexually attracted to you, he often won't rush into bold gestures. Instead, His desire leaks out through the subtlest physical interactions, light touches that seem casual on the surface but are charged with intention underneath. These moments of touch are not random or accidental. They're expressions of longing that seek to bridge the physical gap without breaking the emotional safety between you. A man who is drawn to you on a deeper level will find ways to be close, to initiate contact in a way that feels organic yet undeniably intimate. You'll notice it in the way his hand briefly brushes against yours when you pass something, or how he places his hand on the small of your back while guiding you through a crowd. These touches are soft, respectful, and precisely timed. They don't demand attention, they invite it. He's not trying to control or invade your space. He's trying to experience your presence physically, even in the smallest way. It's his body's way of expressing what his words might be too careful or afraid to say. This kind of touch is more than just affection. It's communication. It says, "I'm thinking of you." It says, "I want to be closer." The touch may land lightly on your shoulder as he laughs with you, or linger slightly longer than normal during a goodbye hug. These are not overt advances. They are careful signals, testing the waters, feeling your response. He is paying attention to whether you lean in or pull back, because attraction makes him sensitive, not only to what he wants, but to what you feel safe receiving. Touch is also one of the most ancient instinctual forms of emotional expression. A man who is truly drawn to you will want to connect through more than words. He'll feel an urge to share space with you, to be near your warmth, to feel the softness of your skin, even if only for a second. The way he touches you reveals the quality of his desire. If it's rushed and aggressive, it may come from impulse, but if it's thoughtful, respectful, and responsive, it comes from a place of genuine longing and emotional investment. Sometimes the touch is playful, a light nudge on the arm, a teasing tap on the knee. Other times it's grounding, a steady hand as you walk downstairs, fingers that briefly graze yours as he passes you a drink. These touches might seem trivial to an outside observer, but to the two of you, they're loaded with meaning. They create tension, electricity, a subtle ache for more, and often they're the moments you replay in your mind later, the feel of his palm on your back, the warmth of his arm against yours. In these small gestures, his body speaks. It speaks the language of desire, the longing for closeness, the craving to connect without words. He doesn't have to say, "I want you." His touch already has. When a man is sexually attracted to you, something shifts in his presence. It's not always obvious or dramatic, but if you're paying attention, you'll sense the change in his energy. One of the most telling signs is the way his voice subtly deepens and his movements slow down around you. It's as if his entire being becomes more grounded, more intentional, and more attuned to the moment. This isn't something he rehearses or consciously performs. It's an instinctive response, a natural embodiment of masculine energy awakening in the presence of feminine allure. His voice, which may usually be casual or animated, begins to drop in tone. It becomes richer, lower, and more deliberate. There's a heaviness to it, not heavy in mood, but in depth. It's as if his words are suddenly wrapped in more meaning, as if every sentence he speaks carries emotional weight. He may pause more between phrases, allowing silence to fill the space in a way that feels charged, intimate, almost magnetic. It's not that he's nervous or unsure, it's that his senses are heightened. He's aware of you fully and physically, and his voice reflects the slow burn of that awareness. Alongside this vocal shift, his entire presence begins to slow down. His gestures become less erratic, more composed. He stops fidgeting and starts grounding himself. His body stills, his shoulders settle, and his eye contact becomes steady. You'll feel like he's anchoring into the moment, like he's tuning out the noise of the world just to attune himself to your presence. This stillness is powerful. It creates a pocket of energy between you where everything feels more vivid. Your voice, your scent, your slightest movement. Time seems to stretch, and the interaction feels more like a shared experience than a casual exchange. This slowed presence is deeply attractive because it signals focus and emotional investment. He's not just reacting, he's absorbing. He's not distracted or scattered, he's rooted. And that rootedness is incredibly masculine. It makes you feel seen, held, and safe in a subtle but undeniable way. It also heightens the emotional tension because you sense that beneath his calm exterior there's a quiet storm of desire. He's restraining the full expression of his longing, and that restraint adds intensity. It's not about what he's doing, it's about what he's holding back. When a man lowers his voice and slows his presence, it's often because he doesn't want to rush the moment. He wants to savor it. He wants to let the energy build, to enjoy the feeling of being near you without losing control. That level of self-awareness in his tone and tempo tells you that he's not just physically drawn to you, he's emotionally tuned in. He's respecting the space between you while still radiating his interest. In that stillness, in that deeper voice, you don't just hear desire, you feel it pulsing quietly under the surface. When a man is sexually attracted to you, his body often reveals truths that his words won't dare speak. One of the most overlooked but powerful signs is the combination of focused attention and physical restlessness. It's a contradiction that makes perfect sense when you understand the tension desire creates within him. On one hand, his mind is captivated by you. He's tuned in, engaged, listening intently. But on the other, his body betrays an undercurrent of arousal, anticipation, and restraint. He's trying to stay composed, but the pull he feels toward you lives in his muscles, his posture, his small fidgeting gestures that he likely doesn't even realize he's doing. You'll often notice him adjusting in his seat, shifting his weight from one leg to another, or touching his face, neck, or jaw more than usual. He might roll his sleeves, tap a finger, or trace the rim of his glass while you speak. These aren't signs of boredom or distraction. They are outlets for built-up tension. His body is quietly releasing little pulses of energy, keeping the desire under control while his focus remains fixed on you. This kind of restlessness is subtle, and because it's unconscious, it's often more honest than anything he could say. At the same time, his eyes don't wander. He's not checking his phone or scanning the room. His attention is on you, unwavering and sincere. It's the intensity of his interest in you that creates this internal friction. He's doing everything he can to stay present, to be respectful, but his body is processing the heat of being so close to someone he's deeply attracted to. It's a delicate dance between holding back and leaning in, between self-control and raw emotion. That's why he may lean slightly forward when you speak, as if drawn by your words, only to pull back a moment later, as if reminding himself to slow down. What makes this physical restlessness so magnetic is that it's not about dominance or performance. It's vulnerability, it's desire in its rawest, most human form. A man who's sexually attracted to you but doesn't want to rush or ruin the connection will try to contain what he's feeling. His restraint becomes a kind of respect, but that doesn't make the energy go away. It just simmers beneath the surface, surfacing in the way he plays with his sleeves, clenches his jaw, or keeps adjusting his posture to release tension he doesn't fully understand. This mixture of focus and fidgeting is him navigating the emotional and physical current running between you. He's listening, he's engaged, but he's also lit up inside. His body wants closeness, touch, release, but his heart is trying to stay grounded, to honor the moment, to make it last. That restless energy is a live wire of attraction, pulsing through every glance, every gesture, every pause. And if you look closely, you'll see the truth written all over his body. He's drawn to you in ways he can't hide, even when he's trying to. When a man is sexually attracted to you in a deep and genuine way, the connection doesn't fade the moment you part ways. In fact, that's when something even more telling begins to happen. His desire lingers. It stretches beyond the physical interaction, living in his memory, his thoughts, and the spaces in between your next encounter. It's not about a fleeting moment of passion or a temporary rush of adrenaline. It's about the kind of attraction that embeds itself within him, that becomes part of his mental landscape long after you've gone. He remembers what you wore, not just because it looked good, but because it made him feel something. He recalls the exact shade of your lipstick, the curve of your smile, the tone of your voice when you laughed. He replays tiny, seemingly insignificant moments, like how your fingers brushed his arm when you passed him a drink, or the way your eyes held his for just a second longer than expected. These are not just memories. They become sensations he revisits when he's alone, moments that echo in his mind and stir something deep within his body. This lingering desire is more than a physical craving. It's emotional, it's energetic. It's as if the essence of you follows him, your scent, your energy, the way you made him feel alive, seen, challenged, or soothed. You become a part of his inner world, a presence that visits him in quiet moments when he's lying in bed, driving in silence, or walking through a familiar space and suddenly thinks of you. He doesn't try to force it, and he couldn't forget you even if he wanted to. Because when sexual attraction is real, it doesn't just live in the body, it imprints on the soul. He begins to find excuses to reconnect, not always with bold declarations, but with small check-ins, a message about something you mentioned, a song that reminded him of you, a joke you'd appreciate. He's reaching out because something inside him hasn't settled. His curiosity about you hasn't been satisfied. His hunger hasn't dulled. He may not even fully understand it himself, but he's drawn back to you, pulled by something magnetic and unresolved. That lingering desire becomes a thread between you, even when time or distance tries to loosen the connection. And it's not about obsession or unhealthy fixation, it's about resonance. When a man is truly sexually attracted to you, it's not just your body he remembers, it's your presence, your energy, your emotional availability, your spark. You awakened something in him, stirred something that hadn't been touched in a long time, and because of that, he carries the memory of you like a quiet hum beneath the surface of his daily life. It doesn't vanish with the night. It stays with him, reminding him of what he felt in your presence and what he still longs to feel again. This speech reveals that true sexual attraction is far more layered than fleeting desire or surface-level chemistry. When a man is deeply drawn to a woman, it's not just about physical touch or momentary pleasure. It's an energetic connection that shows up in the quiet ways he looks at her, how his body unconsciously reacts around her, and how her presence continues to echo in his thoughts long after she's gone. Lingering eye contact, subtle touches, a deeper voice, restless physical cues, and desire that stretches beyond the moment. These are all signs that his attraction isn't just rooted in lust, but in emotional captivation. When a man is truly sexually attracted to you, it's not something he can hide or control. It radiates through him, revealing itself in every glance, gesture, and pause.